Guys, I had an incredible experience and night. Um, Something that just sort of reinvigorated me internally. I've never experienced anything like this before. Not to this degree. I've had lucid dreams before, but this one was like a step up. And again, we have a situation where I have two separate dreams in one night. The first one was completely different than the second. The first one also being rather disturbing. Okay, so just as a fair warning before you listen, this is going to be quite unpleasant to listen to. Okay, um, I was watching on TV a war unfold. Okay, I don't know where exactly or like who was against. I do know it was the USA against someone in the Middle East. Okay, because on the TV I kept seeing desert regions, you know, like Islamic stuff, basically. So kind of similar to post 9/11 type rhetoric. And I'm watching this war unfold, and it's growing, and it's growing, and it's everywhere now. And the scene changes to where I see literally dozens, hundreds, countless American soldiers on this large tarmac running as fast as they can towards transport planes, towards helicopters, towards other things that will take them away from this area. And as they're running, I see these fires. They are just randomly on this tarmac, it seems. I don't know if they're the result of explosions or why they were there, but there are these burning fires. Um, and I see a soldier run into one of these fires, and he starts burning, and someone put it out. Okay, they put out the fire, and he went to go to a hospital bed. It seems it looks strange though. However, when he got to the bed, they couldn't extinguish the flames. They were burning and burning and burning. And no matter what anyone did, the fire on this American soldier, and it was really clear and evident that this was an American soldier. I just want to make that absolutely clear that I saw flags, I saw references to the USA, everything. And everything, his body was burned to a crisp except his face. And his face was peaceful. He was not suffering at all. He was at peace with his demise, it seems, um, regardless of the fact that they can't put it out. And he had the most peaceful face I can ever imagine as this fire is burning him to a crisp. Uh, then I wake up and I go back to sleep around 3 a.m. It's usually around 3 a.m. This always happens. Um, this dream seems to have started like extremely abruptly, uh, where I'm just on location immediately in some very dark forest. Uh, it was autumn or winter because there's no leaves on the trees anywhere. And I'm standing there in this abandoned building in the forest. And I'm saying to myself, wow, I am lucid and aware, and I can make this more real. I am getting better and better at being in these dreams. I literally said that to myself, and I was completely lucid, completely aware that I was there. And it felt absolutely real. It actually felt so real that it was like solid. I could feel my body. I could feel my mind thinking. It was completely real. And I just remember feeling this sense of like pride and awareness that I am able to achieve this lucidity. Okay. And what ended up happening was I was with what looked like a film crew in this location trying to direct the movie. Okay. There is all this fancy equipment. There are all these people everywhere in this abandoned building, and we're trying to sort out, you know, who's going to do what, who's responsible for this, and who's responsible for that. And that was really it. It wasn't anything spectacular in this dream. The one big peculiarity was that this forest was really strange and not normal looking at all. Uh, but yeah, that was my night. And I did want to briefly mention Sweet Tooth. I only watched the first episode, but it's a really interesting show and a really interesting idea where uh, basically the world ended and the human race is replaced with hybrids, and they look like hybrids of animals, like blended with certain animals. And whoever was left of the human race is now separate from this new species, and they don't live alongside each other or get along with each other. But the whole world essentially ended and collapsed, meaning our civilization. And it started with everyone getting angry, which I think is really interesting because that seems to be a really common theme in end of the world movies. Either it's zombies or people getting out of control anger or something like this. And I thought that was pretty interesting that if that might be part of reality for us, seems to be in some ways. Anyway, have a good one.